Before we talk about the dangerous side of Scorpio, we first need to understand the part of them that most people never give enough credit to, their sweetness. Yes, sweetness. Because beneath the armor, Scorpios care more deeply than almost any other sign. A Scorpio's sweetness doesn't look like bubbly smiles or loud affection. Instead, it shows up in quieter, more powerful ways. When they choose someone, whether it's a friend, a partner, or even a family member, they choose them with their whole heart. They remember the small details. They listen between the lines. And they support you when everyone else disappears. What makes this sweetness special is that it's selective. Scorpios do not open their hearts to just anyone. They observe first, test silently, and only when they feel safe do they show their true warmth. Once you're in their circle, you'll feel a kind of emotional protection that's rare. The feeling that someone sees you completely and accepts you anyway. This softer side of Scorpio is also deeply intuitive. They can sense when you're hurting, even if you say nothing. They pick up on your energy, your mood, your unspoken fears, and they respond in a way that feels almost psychic. Their empathy isn't loud, but it's real, and it makes the people they love feel understood on a level that few ever experience. But remember, this sweetness is a privilege. Scorpios don't give it freely. They give it to those who earn their trust. And that trust is the doorway to everything, both the beauty and the darkness that comes next. If Scorpio's sweetness is rare, their darkness is even more carefully hidden. Scorpios don't wake up wanting to be dangerous. Their intensity comes from survival, protection, and a lifetime of feeling everything too deeply. But when that intensity is triggered by betrayal, by disrespect, or by emotional manipulation, it awakens a side of them that most people never forget. The dangerous face of Scorpio isn't loud or chaotic. It's controlled, cold, precise. They won't yell, they won't break things, and they won't act impulsively. Instead, they withdraw into silence, a silence that feels heavier than anger itself. This is where their power lives, in their ability to shut down, observe, and plan their next move with chilling clarity. Scorpios see patterns, motives, and weaknesses instantly. They don't just feel energy, they read it. And when they feel threatened, this intuitive ability becomes a weapon. They know exactly where to strike, exactly what to say, and exactly which truth will hit the deepest. What makes them truly dangerous, though, is not their anger, it's their self-control. Scorpios can endure storms, hold pain like a shield, and wait patiently for the perfect moment to act. If they decide to cut someone off, the separation is absolute. No second chances, no backtracking, no mercy. When they close a door, it slams shut forever. This darker side is born from their fear of vulnerability. If someone wounds them, they don't want justice. They want emotional equilibrium restored. They want the universe to rebalance what was taken from them. And if that means walking away, disappearing, or forcing a truth to surface, they will do it without blinking. But this dangerous energy isn't always destructive. Sometimes it's what makes them powerful, unstoppable, and incredibly resilient. The same intensity that scares people is also the force that helps Scorpios transform their lives again and again. Because no matter how dark this side becomes, it always leads somewhere deeper, toward rebirth, evolution, and the inner power that defines who they truly are. To understand why Scorpio carries both sweetness and danger, you have to understand their emotional blueprint. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, destruction, and rebirth. This influence shapes their inner world long before anyone else sees it. Scorpios feel everything more intensely than most people. Love hits them harder. Loyalty means more to them. Betrayal cuts deeper. Their two faces come from a lifetime spent trying to protect themselves from that intensity. From a young age, many Scorpios learn that their emotions are powerful, sometimes too powerful for the people around them. They notice that others lie to avoid discomfort, but they sense the truth anyway. They recognize patterns that other people ignore, and they can feel danger long before it arrives. So they build two layers, an outer shell and an inner world. The outer shell is controlled, calm, observant. This is the Scorpio you meet in public, the one who watches quietly, speaks carefully, and reveals nothing until they feel safe. This shell protects their inner world, which is full of passion, fear, desire, intuition, and vulnerability. This duality isn't fake. It isn't manipulation. It's survival. It's how they make sense of a world that often feels too shallow, too dishonest, or too chaotic for their emotional depth. Their sweet face emerges when they trust, when they feel understood, when someone reaches them on a soul level. Their dangerous face appears when that trust is broken, when someone lies to them, or when they sense emotional threats. Both faces are real. Both faces are human. And both faces are part of a psychological defense system built from years of navigating a world that doesn't always know what to do with someone so intuitive, so emotional, and so fiercely loyal. This duality is not a flaw. It's the reason a Scorpio evolves. It's the source of their wisdom, their strength, and the emotional power that makes them unforgettable. If there is one thing that sets Scorpio apart from every other zodiac sign, it's their ability to transform. Not once, not twice, but over and over throughout their lives. Scorpios don't simply move on from pain, they evolve because of it. Every Scorpio carries a cycle inside them. Breakdown, darkness, rebirth, power. When life hits them with betrayal, heartbreak, loss, or disappointment, they don't pretend it didn't hurt. They feel everything. They sink into the emotion, even if it's uncomfortable or overwhelming. To outsiders, it may look like they've disappeared or shut down, but inside, something powerful is happening. Scorpios are analyzing, healing, shedding old skins. They're letting go of the version of themselves that can't survive the next chapter. And then, slowly, they rise. When a Scorpio transforms, it's never small. They don't change their haircut. They change their entire identity. They break old patterns, cut off toxic connections, adopt new habits, and rebuild their life with sharper intuition and stronger boundaries. This transformation is why Scorpios intimidate people. They don't stay broken. They don't stay defeated. They come back wiser, calmer, more magnetic, and more in control of their emotions. Every rebirth makes them harder to deceive, harder to manipulate, and harder to take for granted. Their sweetness becomes more intentional. Their dangerous side becomes more disciplined. Their presence becomes more powerful. Scorpio's transformation is not about revenge or proving something to others. It's about reclaiming themselves. Every time life forces them into darkness, they use it as fuel to rise again, stronger than before. This is the true power of Scorpio. They don't fear endings. They understand them. They know that every ending is simply the doorway to a new version of themselves, a version even they haven't met yet. Loving a Scorpio is not complicated, but it is intentional. People often fear the intensity of Scorpio, but the truth is that they only become dangerous when they feel unsafe, When they feel valued, respected, and emotionally understood, they are one of the most loyal and devoted partners you could ever have. So how do you love them without triggering their darker face? First, be honest, always. Scorpios don't need perfection, but they do need truth. They can sense lies instantly, even the soft ones. If you're transparent with your feelings, mistakes, and intentions, you'll earn a loyalty that lasts a lifetime. Second, respect their need for emotional depth. Scorpios hate surface-level connections. They want real conversations, real affection, real vulnerability. If you keep things shallow or distant, they begin to withdraw. But when you open up, even just a little, you'll see their warmth bloom instantly. Third, give them loyalty, not attention. Scorpios don't care if the whole world sees them. They care that you do. What hurts them most is betrayal or inconsistency. What heals them most is commitment, follow-through, and emotional presence. Fourth, don't play games. If you try to make them jealous, manipulate them, or hide your true intentions, they won't explode. They'll simply disappear. Scorpios don't chase drama. They cut it off cleanly. Finally, appreciate both of their faces. Their sweetness is a gift. Their intensity is protection. Their darkness is a boundary. And their loyalty is something they give only when they feel safe with you. When you love a Scorpio with honesty, depth, and emotional respect, you awaken their best self, the version of them that loves fiercely, protects passionately, and stays devoted long after others would have given up. Because once a Scorpio chooses you, they don't just love you, they commit to you on a soul level. So now you've seen it. The sweetness, the danger, the duality, the transformation, and the depth that defines Scorpio. They are not the villains people make them out to be. They are not the angels people expect them to be. They are something far more powerful, human, complex, and beautifully intense. A Scorpio doesn't show their heart easily, but when they do, it's unlike anything you've ever felt. Their love is deep, their loyalty is unshakable, and their intuition is razor sharp. And yes, behind all that softness lies a darker protective force that emerges only when necessary. But that's the paradox that makes Scorpio unforgettable. They are the blessing that can heal you and the storm that can change you. If you've ever loved a Scorpio, you already know this truth. If you are a Scorpio, you've lived this truth. Their two faces are not contradictions. They are survival, strength, and emotional honesty wrapped into one powerful soul. The sweet face is rare, the dangerous face is controlled, and the transformation is constant. Scorpio is a story of rebirth, every single time. And now, as we close this journey, remember one thing. You never really figure out a Scorpio. You learn to appreciate the parts of them they choose to reveal. And if they reveal those parts to you, consider yourself chosen. Thank you for watching. And if you want to explore the hidden sides of every zodiac sign, make sure you stay with us, because this journey is just beginning.